Demon of the tundra, Yoki-sama. The name echoed like cracking glaciers. Suddenly, ice exploded upwards from the frozen lilies beneath Akaza's feet. Not spikes, but a tormental spiral that pressurized frost, the coalization mid-air sculpting itself with terrifying speed. Translucent glacier ice, impossibly dense and brilliant blue, formed a towering figure, a samurai. 8 feet tall, broad-shouldered, radiating cold that made the metal frozen petals shatter instantly. Its armor was jagged, plates of glacial shelves. Its helmet, a snarling ice demon mask, and its sword, a colossal nachi, forced into pressurized glaciered core gleamed and trapped, frozen light. It didn't move. It simply was a monolith of primal winter, its hollow eyes fixated on Akaza. Akaza's grip on your throat slacked instantly. His amber eyes widened, not in shock, but pure, unadulterated disbelief. He released you entirely, stepping back as if he was beholding sacred art. Magnificent, he breathed, the words steaming in the sub-zero air, his earlier fury evaporating, replacing by restless awe. He stared up at the Yoki-sama, fists clenched in anticipation. Finally, a canvas worthy of my might. Show me its strength. He gazed, snapped towards you, feverish. Command it. You panted, leaning heavily on your knees as the Yoki-sama towered between you and Akaza. The glacier contracted, radiating cold, so immense it distorted the air, frost creeping onto Akaza's bare feet. Kill him, you commanded, voice low and cracking with exhaustion. The glacial samurai didn't nod. It simply moved as it reached for its own sword. The blade slid free with a sound like continuous slicing dragging through the frozen air. Despite being financial of ice, the Yoki-sama moved with a fluorescence of human. Its natsuri swept upwards into a glacial arch, freezing and slicing the frozen air itself. Akaza didn't budge. He met it. The blade met his wrist, not slicing flesh, but impaling with a thunderous crack that echoed through the mountains. Blue-white frost exploded upwards, crystallizing instantly across Akaza's forearm up to his shoulder. His grin was wild and accelerated, as if he was shown immense power, as he was shoved against the immense glacial blade. Yes, this is pressure. His muscles bunched beneath serrated skin, demonic energy flowing crimson around his fists. With a roar that shocked loose snow from distant pines, he drove forward. The frozen armor plated on the Yoki-sama's forearm buckled and shattered into ice shards that rained down like diamond hail. You staggered back, biting back. A cry of phantom pain launched through your own arm. Connected. The glacial samurai wasn't just ice. It was an extension of your will, your breath, and your life force. Frost bloomed violently from the on-stretched palm. Repair, you commanded, voice raw. Across the clearing, Yoki-sama's shattered forearm explodes with flesh, dense glacial ice, thicker and darker blue than before, seamlessly reforming a limb. The natsuri swept down again, forcing Akaza into a defensive slide across the frozen meadow. So, he can heal. A grin stretched across Akaza's face, seeing Yoki-sama's forearm reform. Excellent. You've most certainly outdone yourself, Yoki-yana. His laugh echoed as he changed. A barrage of consequent strikes hammered the Yoki-sama's chest plate, jagged glacial ice fracturing upon the onslaught, spider webbing across the frozen armor. Each impact set phantom cracks vibrating through your own ribs, stealing your breath. You choked back a gasp, forcing the frost-laden air deeper into your lungs. Reforce! The command tore from you, raw, across the meadow. Yoki-yama's chest plate thickened instantly, dense midnight blue ice swallowing the features whole. Akaza's next punch landed with a dull thud, absorbed without shattering. His eyes gleamed pure, predatory delight. Splendid! Akaza roared, abandoning defense entirely. He flowed around the Yokiyama's next glacial slash, a whirlwind of crimson fists. His blow landed on the samurai's legs, shoulders, helmets. Each impact sent jagged cracks of spiderwebs across the ancient ice, phantom fractures echoing through your own bones. Repair! The Yokisama's shoulders fractured, sealing the flesh, darker ice, thicker each time, and Akaza's laugh? Exhilarated. Yes, endure. Show me more. Fists met glacial plates in choreography of thunderclaps. Akaza blurred around the Yokiyama's sweeping nutstring, his strikes landing like cannonballs on the ice samurai's shoulders, legs, and helmet. Each impact spiderwebbed deep features across the ancient blue ice, phantom cracks echoing through your own bones. You tasted copper beneath ragged breaths as you poured more life force into the contraction. Reforce! Frost erupted from your palm across the meadow, and the Yokisama's features sealed instantly with thicker, darker ice, swallowing Akaza's fury whole. The demon's laugh was pure exhilaration. Yes, adapt, evolve. He abandoned evasion, meeting the glacial slash head on. His forearm slammed against the Nithrin's edge, not blocking, but absorbing. Frost exploded up his arm, crystallizing muscle. With a roar, he shattered the ice sheath and dove fist into the Yokiyama's chest plate. The night blue ice buckled but held. The Yokiyama moved swiftly, its glacial nutstring slicing through the frozen air with a groan that's shifting tectonic plates. Akaza met the blade head-on, forearm crashing against the ice edge in a spray of frost crystals. His grip widened as the cold bit deep, a sensation almost forgotten. Yet, with each repair command you gasped, the phantom features and your own ribs deepening, your vision blurred at the edges, the meadow's frozen lilies swimming into deep double images. Frost crept up your neck now, a physical magnification of your draining life force. Still, you dug your fingernails into your forearms, your palms, drawing blood that froze instantly into the crimson beads. Halt, just a little longer. The ice samurai shifted tectonically abruptly. Instead of another sweeping slash, it dove its nurturing pinpoint towards Akaza's chest, a move of brutal mentality. Akaza twisted sidewards, but not fast enough. The blade grazed the side of his abdomen, tearing a gash that bloomed within instantly frost. Ice floors sprouted inside the wound, locking it open. Akaza hissed, not out of pain, but exhilaration again. Yes, force me to bleed. He retaliated, his fist slamming at the Okiyama's helmet. The ice demon mask cracked dramatically, a jagged line splitting his frozen snarl. You hissed through the clenched teeth as the phantom agony vibrated from the Yokiyama's features mask. Repair! The command tore from your throat, raw and brittle. Across the meadow, the Yokiyama's helmet reformed instantly thicker, darker ice, swallowing the crack whole. The demonic snarl now deeper, more furious. Akaza laughed, more exhilaration ringing through the frozen air. Adaptation. That's the spirit. He abandoned defense entirely, fist armed, straight towards the Yokiyama's reinforced chestplate, legs, and shoulders, and each impact with a thunderous determination that spiderwebbed deep frictions across the ancient blue ice. And yet, he met his onslaught not with brutal force, but chilling precision. The glacial Motsuni, became a blur, pairing crimson fists with imparable grace. Each collusion sprang diamond-hard ice shatters that stung Akaza's skin. The samurai flowed backwards, drawing Akaza deeper into the meadow, its movements a seamless blend of defense mastery with glacial economy. Each retreat step crashed frozen lilies into powder. Kodro, your wife? She is truly magnificent. The thought flickered through Akaza's mind, not out of admiration for the flame husher, but awe for you. The glacial samurai's nurturing blurred, meeting the bizarre and chilling precision. Each collision sprayed diamond-hard ice shattering that sprung his cheeks, the cold biting deeper than any blade. You stood rigid, frost crawling up your neck like creeping vines, each phantom feature and phantom fraction echoing from the Yokiyama's battered and soul. Your breath. Hold. The command was a prayer now. Akaza's fist hammered the Yokizama's reformed leg, a thunderous impact that spiderwebbed dark frissions across the midnight blue ice. The phantom agony laced through your chest, causing you to cough blood. But you continued to endure, forcing the Yokiyama to withstand Akaza's relentless assault. And suddenly, the Yokiyama's glaciered hand shot downwards, seizing his ankle in crushing force. Before Akaza could shatter the grip, the Yokiyama yanked. The Upper Moon 3 would invertebrate, air rushing past his ears as he swung up in a brutal arc. Then came the impact. His back slammed into the frozen earth with a sound like mountains splitting. Frozen lilies exploded into powdered ice beneath him. Pain, a phantom sensation demons scaredly recalled, flared hotly across his spine. Without pausing, the Yokizama swung him again, upwards, a dizzying blur of sky and stars. Then, down. Another shuddering impact created the metal, fracturing radiation through the platforms. Shadows of ice tore into Akaza's skin, embodiment themselves like frozen sharp rains. The Yokizama didn't relate. A third swung up, impossibly high, hanging suspended for a heartbeat, then down back into the acclamic force. Akaza's body punched through layers of frost-hardened soil into frigid mud beneath. He laid motionless for a fraction of a second, blurred in the crater of his own making. Above, the Yokisama loomed, its glacial monotone raised high, poised to precise his mobility form. The sheer, unexpected violence of the maneuver, the raw, primal power, sent a thrill deeper than any pain coursing through him. He could feel the Yokisama's crushing grip imprinting itself onto his ankle bone, even as he regenerated front and invasive ice. Your breath came in ragged gasps. Keeping Yokisama anchored was starting to take a toll on you. You needed to wrap this up quickly. Though the haze of exhaustion and agony, you saw Akaza pinned. Your glacial samurai stood poised for a killing blow. A savage surge of triumph blurred through the fatigue. Now, end this monster. Pierce. The command tore from your lips, raw and angry and desperate. The Yokisama's nutrine plunged downwards like a falling glacier aimed straight towards the demon's heart. A grin suddenly across Akaza's face, not out of malice, but of sheer enjoyment. The warrior made of ice and fury embodied everything he craved in a battle. And most importantly, it was you who created Kojiro's wife. Your spirit poured into the glacier ice, forcing him to bleed. Admiration surged. You truly were magnificent. Before the blade could strike home, Akaza's hand shot upwards. He caught the descending nutrine pinpoint first against his palm. Ice met flesh with a sound like cracking granite. For a heartbeat, the Yokisama strained, glacial muscles brunching as it dove downwards with the weight of a quivering iceberg. Akaza's arm trembled under the pressure, veins bulging like steel cables beneath his skin. Frost exploded upwards, sheathing his forearm in jagged blue-white crystals. Then, his fingers closed. Shatter! And the glacial blade shattered instantly, not into fragments, but into vaporized mist. Akaza exploded upwards from the crater of the glacier of pelvic ice and frozen earth. He lands just a few feet away from you. The Yokisama. His grin is virulent and indirect. Yes, this. Now this is the fight I've craved. Akaza roared, shaking off the last shards of glacial and ice. Your creation. Your power astonished me, Yokiyama. He dropped into a low stance. Fight me forever. He gazed up at the 8-foot samurai, eyes glancing with malic admiration. Be my eternal opponent. You hissed under your breath. The dumbass demon forgot you're the one in control here. Clearly you can't keep this up forever. Already blood was starting to drip from your nose, freezing instantly into crimson pearls that shattered against the frosted ground. The Yokiyama's hesitant. Its glacial joints seemed sluggish, slower to respond. The phantom exhaustion hammering your skull was turning into a physical weight. Yet the haze of exhaustion and agony, you entirely forced yourself to hold it. You'd keep fighting until you'd killed Akaza, or keep him entertained until the sun comes up and finishes him off. Standing up, you wiped the blood from your nose with a sleeve of your robe. Repair, you command weakly. and across the meadow the Yokitama's shattered blade reforms instantly, thicker, darker, and compressed ice growing under its own density. Seeing this, Akaza smiled, a genuine, terrifying arch that reached his eyes. Slowly, he positioned himself in some kind of karate-like stance, feet parting firmly across the ice-crowded meadow, his fists clenched tight, and a chilling stillness falls over the meadow. Not a cold from your ice, but the stillness of the absolute predatory force. Akaza closes his eyes, and a single, slow breath escapes his lips, misting white in the frigid air. Then he opens them, and beneath his feet, a complex snowflake pattern flares like a life-shape geometric, flowing in an instant. Compass needle. Opening his eyes, he honed in the Yuki-sama's your fighting spirit, a eternal blizzard of rage, grief, and indomitable will. The compass needle injecting geometry pulse, mapping every micro-inch in the glacial samurai stance, every shifting ice crystal in its armor. He sees the Yuki-sama's core, your core, a pulsating nerve of frozen fury blurred deep within the constant chest. Your exhaustion manifests as strugglish creatures in the spirits that flowed through the ice. This eventually caused Akaza to smile to falter slightly. What's this now? However, he gave him no time to ponder. The Yuki-sama lunges, its reforced nutstring carving into a glacial arc towards Akaza's neck. The compass needle's blue generated flares brighter, predicting the tectonic. The weak point where the ice met flurry, Akaza flowed under the blade like water pouring out around the stone, his fist diving upwards in a prison strike, aimed precisely where its spirit's flow shattered. The seam beneath Yuki-sama's armor pulverized. The blow landed with a soundless impact that seemed to explode it. Akaza's fist slammed into the seam beneath the Yuki-sama's armor ploidrin. Frost crystals erupted outwards like spiritual as the moon night blue ice buckled inwards. A jagged feature raced across the Yuki-sama's shoulder joint, spiderwebbed towards its neck, and the phantom agony hit you like a physical blow. A white, hot lace tearing through your own shoulder blade. You screamed, a raw, gruntal sound ripped through your own throat as a backlash slammed into your physical blow, throwing you backwards into the freezing lilies, frost erupting violently from your skin, uncontrolled and jagged. The Yuki-sama staggered, its sword arm now a mangled stub of fracturing ice sweeping against mist. Its glacial nurturing dripped low as frost hesitant and weaning to crack. Akaza's eyes tracked every feature, every tender in the samurai structure, and through it, the faulting storm of your spirit. He didn't press the advantage. Instead, he moved back, fist lowered. Why is it weakened? The question slices through the frozen air, sharper than any blade. Your spirit fries the ice. He gestures at the Yoki-sama's buckling form. It mirrors your exhaustion. His gaze pierced through the contrast and locking onto where you lied, gasping amidst the shattered lilies. You're hurt. The words hung in the air, struck and ingurgious, not mocking, not triumphant, almost bewildered. Akaza stares past the Yuki-sama's shattering form, the compass needle indicating blue geometry burning brighter as it mapped the violent tenders radiating from your crumpled form. He saw the cracks in your spirit, not just fatigue, but a deep, visceral tear echoing Yuki-sama's shattering arm. Your breaths came in shallow, ragged gasps. Worried. The bitter laugh escaped your throat, testing the copper and frozen ice that now lingered your skin. Don't flatter yourself, demon. Slowly you push yourself up onto trembling elbows, the movement sending fresh waves of agony lacing your shoulders, and the Yoki-sama's pain was now yours. A gruesome symbolicity. The ice samurai remained frozen mid-stance, its fractured arm weeping streams of frigid fiber. The phantom cold wasn't just exhaustion. It felt like winter leaching into your meadow, stealing your warmth pulse by fading away. Akaza's gaze remained locked on you, the compass needle directing your vaulted spirit. Your heartbeat, he muddled, head tilting, with unwavering nerve. It stumbles, like a wounded animal. He took a step forward, not aggressive, but prowling, circling. Your eyes. It's not your technique. It's you. Your life. His eyes narrowed, transfixated by the crimson pearls of frozen blood splattered near your knees. You're pouring your soul into that puppet, and it's killing you. No shit, Sherlock. You choked on the physical laugh, bubbling in your throat, every word grateful against your nerves like jagged ice. Of course it was hurting you. What did he think forcing a glacial samurai cost? You struggled to stand, knees buckling beneath you. A wave of icy vertigo washed over you, stealing your vision for a sickening moment. The phantom cold wasn't just in your bones anymore. It felt like frostbite spreading through your soul. Shut up. The words barely escaped your lips, ragged but weak, vision blurring, and you saw Akaza's distorted form beyond Oshiyama's trembling silhouette. He tracked every faltering beat of your heart, every shuddering gasp, as if reading poetry written in agony. You managed to push upwards, but not falling. However, before you could hit the ground, Akaza's vanished, a blur dissolving into the night. The compass needle blue's geometry faded instantly. In the span of a single heartbeat, he rematerialized directly before you, kneeling. He caught you, one palm cradling the back of your head, the other pressed firmly against your spine, just below your shoulder blade. The contrast was startling gently, yet unwielding as iron, and starkly seemed danger. Frost surged wildly across your skin, but Akaza didn't flinch. He held you suspended inches above the ice-shattered lilies, ignoring the jagged crystals forming over his fingers. His eyes bored into yours. Stripped of battle frenzy, only that unwavering, analytic stillness remained. Cold. He exchanged, breath misting whilst the bloody frost coated your robes. His fingers pressed firmly against your spine, not attacking, but promptly. This pain. It's anchoring him. A nod towards the Yokoyama, frozen mid-shagger, ice bleeding vapor where his arm should be. Your resolve feeds him. Your agony sustains him. He tilted his head, gently perplexed. Why endure this? Fighting spirit like yours shouldn't dissolve into nothing. His thumb brushed a streak of dry blood from your temple, a gesture disturbingly tender. Akaza completed for a moment. Why suffer? For he saw a masterpiece forged in ice and fury. He witnessed a sculptor crumbling. This fragility, he mumbled. Your artistry deserves this eternity. This dwelling candle existence insults you. A fierce conviction hardened in his voice as he leaned closer. Discard this failing vessel. Join me. Become a demon. What will Yin pick? I wonder. Mwah.